Oh my god. He impaled and ate his family 10 years ago.
Oh dear!
How's it going, guys? Chris, your Average Gamer, and today we have What Remains of Edith Finch. So it's a game recommended by you guys. Let's check it out. Oh, we're actually in the game. Oh, we're sitting. So we're just looking. So it seems like we're on a ferry of sorts, maybe? I've never been on a ferry. Oh no, I have. The one at Disneyland or Disney World, whichever one I went to. Edith Finch. She has a broken arm.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house.
With the house. The house looks like something from, what was that neighbor game called? Something neighbor.
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
Can you not run?
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
So this is her childhood house.
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
I like how the words fall. And they just like blow up and go everywhere.
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
What mystery? So there's a way down, there's a way up. Don't know what's down there. Seems like the house is high up.
No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
These trails are probably going to lead the same place. Yeah, probably would have taken you down there somewhere. Oh my god. It was like a deer or something?
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
That's probably the other trail.
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
I'm surprised it's still standing. Is that like an alligator or a dragon? It's very strange. It's like the type of house you'd see in Dr. Seuss. Missing. Milton Finch. Huh.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words.
Why? So bad about this house?
Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
Why? Give me an answer.
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't.
Come on.
Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
These controls are very interactive. Strange. Okay. So I guess we're going to a side door or a back door. Somebody had a wheelchair. Garage door. Wind chime. I mean, I guess you could do that. I thought you were gonna go through a door, but whatever.
Prowling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11. The power had been turned off the night we left.
Any bodies in here? Nope. Flashlight. And a lighter. It's everything you need in a horror game. They got one of those little tennis ball things. Ain't those things like when you hit it, tells you to stop? It's like an indicator
For the
type
first
thing.
time in years, I felt like I was home.
These guys are hoarders. Why are there so many tuna fish cans? Is that tuna fish? It's something like that. It's like a bajillion of them.
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth.
The heck is this thing?
Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
Strange. Like their bodies are actually there? Oh, they sealed it up. Why?
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
Wish they'd let me clean. Like a little cleaning simulator.
My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
So your brother Milton disappeared. And possibly died. Can we read this thing?
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
This one isn't sealed.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room.
Great Uncle Walter.
I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up. Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Well, we found out what the key goes to.
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
That lock made no sense at all. Technically, couldn't you just lift up on the book and it would have opened it? I don't know. But this room is cool. It's actually amazing. Imagine like laying down at night and just looking at all this. Pretty cool. Has a train card and everything. Do we need to step? No. So why is her mom sealing all these rooms? All the doors are sealed. Like airtight.
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
Huh. Maybe her brother
Reading
did
this,
disappear.
Maybe it sounds like I had a plan. But I had no idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
Probably gonna lead to that window.
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
That's cool. And where's the gerbil at?
Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
Your parents seem like the coolest parents ever. Is that an ant farm? Molly Finch.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
And you went to the hamster cage?
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
Disgusting. You had ants, you had a gerbil. Restroom.
I kept eating and eating.
Eating toothpaste?
I ate a lot of things that night.
Fake plants? I bet those are fake. And then you puked.
Then I heard chirping outside my window.
You gonna eat the fish?
I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back.
Okay. Well, at least you got your limits.
It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly,
What the
I was
heck?
a cat.
Okay. Very strange. Oh my god, you can jump. Okay.
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
We are Kitty. How are we going over there?
Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
Okay. Your dad looks like Santa Claus. Okay, where are we going from here? Birdhouse. Amazing. Come on.
I jumped and I almost got her.
Oh my god, I almost died. Okay. How do we get back up there? I did something wrong.
I could
Jump.
tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird.
Well, that was before you were a cat.
I gobbled her up.
And died,
Suddenly,
apparently.
I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
This is like some kind of fever dream. You heard some nibbling in the grass. Can we go into the fan? And unalive ourselves from this? Uh-oh, I hear it.
Rabbits.
Oh, we are a beast.
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger.
Something bigger. This is very enjoyable. Relaxing.
A mama rabbit.
A mama rabbit. Looks
She was
exactly the
almost too
same.
big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
In a tree. A shark? A land shark. Okay. Whatever. I'm just gonna go with it.
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean.
You almost got hit by a car.
Hungrier than ever. I wanted fat, juicy seals. I tore off her flipper and it tasted really good.
Oh, there it is. This girl has an imagination on her. Come on. Yeah, buddy.
I grabbed on tight. But I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
What the heck is that?
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
Interesting. We're just gonna slither around. I thought we were Anaconda for a
I
second.
was big, and I moved real quiet.
What a transition. Went from a hungry girl to a cat to an owl to a shark to this thing.
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
Somebody's drunk.
After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it.
So what are you now?
I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
So we're still a monster. Up a toilet. Well, we got lucky nobody was there.
I got closer and closer.
Yourself.
All of my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
Huh. So under her bed is something. Another flashlight.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
1937 and 1947. She was only 10 years old. Wow. Close it. Close. That's the cat. Oh, when she turned into the cat. Oh, I guess we're leaving. Can't go back anyways.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room. Her room was like a museum.
I remember those
For
things.
500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune. And misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping
And
to
his
leave
house?
the curse behind.
This guy moved his whole house.
But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
So he died, lost his house. This is a new house.
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
So Molly was one of their children. I guess we're trying to find our whole family tree. Okay. What remains of Edith Finch?
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed.
Is that
She
the thing
could
that's
have,
outside?
She didn't.
That is it. So that killed him. Terrible. Built in 1937.
One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity.
Okay.
I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time.
Okay, so we know her mom is Edith, I
Edie
guess,
gave a big
senior.
interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
They got a mole man living under their
Lewis
house.
died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him. Edie knit me a new pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones.
Oh, so it's not a cast. That's her sewing
Great-Grandma had
machine.
always been the family's biggest fan.
She's the one that painted the room. Good stuff. So we can't go out through that way.
Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Is that a shag rug? Thing is amazing.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
Yep, it's a pretty pink bathroom. We need another key. Or it's the same key. Oh, amazing. There's a secret in this bathroom.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
What is it, like a little mini workshop thing? Or is this like where they do the photo thing? It looks like a dark room.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Milton. Fort Calvin. So who's this? There's 2 beds.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin, and that he never talked about him.
So does everybody that ever lived in this house keep their room, even though they died? That's pretty cool. It's like a cool little garage door type thing. So what was upstairs? Up here before we leave, because I imagine that's going to make us leave.
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My
Oh,
brother
we're playing.
said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did. At
Well,
Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
oh, it's making me dizzy.
Sam, Calvin,
Jump.
ready? Coming.
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it.
Do what? Jump.
I told him going around was impossible.
He's going to go around, all the way
Maybe
around?
if I hadn't said that.
Calvin, I'm not gonna tell you again.
That
Maybe
branch
if
is
the
going to
wind hadn't
break.
picked up. Then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind.
That is stupid high.
That's what I want to remember about my brother. The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
I don't think the flying killed him. I think it was the falling.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Barbara.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
Is there anything else up here?
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Pretty cool. I think that'd be pretty cool. Like, you have a whole story about your family. It's pretty
The
interesting.
passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
That is very much alcohol. See what's going on over here.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
Oh, here's Barbara. A child star. Happy birthday.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
After what?
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch.
Reminds me of
As a
Tales from the
child star,
Crypt.
Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just
Sounded
need
like
the
a
right
donkey.
motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
Holy crap.
Came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
Music box.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I love the art style.
She found Rick's crutch and
blood.
imagined the worst.
Heck yeah. It's like one of those anger rooms. Start mollywopping things. What the crap is
The
that?
gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
That seems very familiar. We're ready. Some weights here. Oh my god.
And grew stale.
He impaled and ate his family 10 years ago.
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
His crutch.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Okay, now we gotta go find Walter. What the heck is that? It's like one of those hanging egg things. Okay, we gotta head upstairs. Oh my god. They should make a game like this. This cel-shaded art style is amazing. wonder why they don't use it ever. Nope, not that way.
Walter, are you there?
Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Oh god.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. And he really was. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
That night, she played her part beautifully.
Through a secret passage, then we go through a window.
She thought about abandoning
No?
Walter, but just couldn't do it. Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned.
Beat him. Oh my god, and he's gonna die.
Wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Okay, I'm intrigued. I wish we had a run button.
The hookman
Where'd he go?
had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was
The door. Is he gonna pop up behind her?
someone at the door was dying to speak to young Barbara. At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
More than one person?
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear.
Oh wow.
Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
He has the same laugh as a crypt keeper. So we gotta find the music box. That's
Edie
Barbara.
told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Okay. Where's this music box at? No telling. Oh no, that's to go back. Yeah. Don't want to go back. Oh, the doors are sealed. That's right. Just make sure we didn't leave anything. Nah.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
There she
Whenever
is.
people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
Because she's famous.
Edie's father, Odin, built the original house. It's funny. All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement key. Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
Third floor stairs. Which is running off an extension cord. This is where that guy fell. Hello? See, all the rooms are sealed.
The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait.
That's her mom. Gregory.
As a
1
kid,
year.
I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
That's the restroom.
My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
That's the room we just came out of. Before Barbara. Where you fell. Hit the thing. Just imagine that ear was right there. That's the basement. What's this thing? Dawn Finch.
Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
So they went and got the bricks up from the bottom of the ocean.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left. My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
There's a garage. That's where we came in from. So now we're going down to the basement. That Barbara story threw me off for a bit. It was weird. First, it was monsters, or actors as monsters. And they were real monsters. And then she
Mom
died.
said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
Another tetanus shot. I need one. Probably.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents.
Where that guy was hiding.
It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that. I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories,
Is that everybody's dying.
I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Walter. 2005. He got pretty far. Probably got the farthest.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today.
What are those, peaches?
I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything.
So is this another day?
Even a monster.
So we got 4 days.
Starts to feel normal. Almost friendly.
More peaches?
And then one day, everything just...
Holy crap. 2005.
Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting.
How'd you
Maybe
get
I
30-year
just got
calendar?
tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave. Well, I still can.
So he just stayed down here 30 years. So during these 30 years, did everyone just live normally above him? Folgers? No.
I know it's out there
Ketchup.
somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin.
The curse. I guess the curse is out there.
Maybe this is all a mistake.
He wasted his whole life.
But I need to stop living the same day. Even if it kills me.
So he stayed down here for 30 years because of the curse.
Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it.
Yeah, it's
I'm going to
2005.
appreciate all of it, especially the food.
And this is the year he
I
dies.
don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month. Or a single week.
Or day.
I'd be happy with one more day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Something else hit your face. So how'd they know, or how did he know he was gonna die this year? Or did somebody else make the plaque?
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
So we gotta get our mom. I believe Sam. So I guess we're going down the
I'm sure my mom
hatch.
was trying to protect me.
That's very depressing. Imagine eating peaches for 30 years. Be sickening. Make you puke. I'm not a picky eater. I could probably eat the same thing for a while, but not 30 years.
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding.
So here we're gonna go to this train.
I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive.
So she's alive right
There's
now.
only one of us left, or maybe 2. I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else.
Is it the house or the island that's killing them?
But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
Yeah. What is that? Is that the boat that sank the first house? There's like a dock thing there. Guess eventually we're gonna go there.
I don't know if I should even be writing this.
What if this whole story is like her kid writing it about her?
Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family.
Is she gonna say it?
And the history you're a part of.
It is what I think it is. Leaving a diary for their children. Or her offspring or whatever. Are we actually gonna swim? No. We gotta find a way to get to the 3rd floor.
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
Nothing here. We have to go there. Why would there be a light flickering? The only light out here.
And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness,
Definitely madness.
any of it seems possible. I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
Oh, wow.
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Terrible.
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
Walter. Is that like a little person there? That is a little person there. It's pretty cool. Calvin.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away.
Edie.
She could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
That's gonna be it. The original house.
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
It's a buoy.
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from.
Sam. We haven't found Sam yet.
Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
Sam, Gus, and Gregory. We don't have them yet.
She
Or
lost
Lewis.
2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us. There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself.
So they run away from something that happened and they got cursed? Like a witch or something cursed their family and all their offspring to have horrible deaths and short lifespans.
But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Well, that's about to be 0 weeks pregnant if you fall. "22 weeks pregnant."
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common.
Well, anyways, guys, we'll go ahead and end it here. This story is amazing so far. It's very intriguing, very interesting. It tickles my fancy with lore and supernatural type stuff like curses and bad luck streaks, all that stuff. Let me know what you guys thought about this game if you want me to play more. Like the video if you did, subscribe if you haven't. All that stuff helps out a ton, guys. Thank you for all your support. I'll see you guys in the next one.